Sound of a gentle breeze, soft ambient music begins. Have you ever had a dream so big, so precious, that you were almost afraid to say it out loud? Well, there once was a young boy named Leo, and he had a dream like that. His bedroom was on the 3rd floor of an old apartment building, overlooking a quiet, tree-lined street. And every single morning, without fail, Leo would perform a little ritual. He'd take a crisp sheet of paper, and in his neatest handwriting, he'd write down his one singular dream. I want to fly. But he didn't just want to be a passenger on a jumbo jet. No, Leo dreamt of being a pilot. He dreamt of soaring through the clouds, of seeing the world from above, of feeling the freedom of the open sky. He drew little wings next to his words, sometimes a whole cockpit. Then he would carefully fold the paper into a perfect plane. He'd fold the wings just so, crease the nose to a sharp point and add little flaps on the back for stability. And then, with all the hope a young heart can hold, he'd open his window, lean out, and let it fly. He'd watch as his paper plane caught the morning breeze. It would dip and swirl, sometimes gliding gracefully for a few moments before spiraling down, eventually landing somewhere on the street below. A little piece of his heart sent out into the world. He did this every single day. Monday, Tuesday, all through the week. Rain or shine, for months. He never saw where they ended up, but the act of sending his dream out into the world felt important. It felt like he was doing something. Now, down on that same street, an old man named Arthur took his morning walk every day. Arthur was a retired airplane mechanic, a man whose hands had known the feel of polished aluminum and the smell of jet fuel his entire life. He'd lost his wife a few years back, and his days had become quiet, the silence sometimes feeling a little too heavy. One Tuesday morning, something caught his eye. A small white paper plane resting by the curb. He picked it up, a nostalgic smile touching his lips. He used to make these for his own son. He was about to toss it in a nearby bin when he noticed the writing inside. I want to fly. The next day he found another one. Same neat handwriting, same little drawings of wings. And the day after that, another. It became a part of his morning routine. He'd look for the day's paper plane, unfold it, and read the simple, powerful dream written inside. He started collecting them. He had a shoebox full of them under his bed. Each one a little paper testament to a persistent, unseen dreamer. He started looking up, trying to spot which window they were coming from. And one morning he saw him, a young boy with bright eyes leaning out of a 3rd-floor window, releasing his paper dream into the air. Arthur's heart felt a pang of something he hadn't felt in a long time, a sense of purpose. He couldn't build a real plane for the boy, but he knew what he could do. He went home and dusted off his old tool sets. He pulled out his old schematics and model kits. For the next few weeks, Arthur's quiet apartment was filled with the sounds of sawing, sanding, and gluing. One Saturday morning, Leo was in his room about to fold another plane when he heard a knock on his family's apartment door. His mom called him to the living room. Standing there with a kind, wrinkled smile was the old man he'd sometimes seen walking on the street below, and in the old man's hands was the most magnificent thing Leo had ever seen. It was a huge, remote-controlled model airplane, built with the precision and love of a master craftsman. It was a perfect replica of a classic Cessna, with a wingspan almost as wide as Leo was tall. Arthur looked at Leo and said, "I've been finding your messages. I figured a future pilot ought to start his training." Leo's jaw dropped. He looked from the model plane to the old man, speechless. All those paper planes, all that silent hope sent out into the world, someone had found them. Someone had listened. From that day on, Leo and Arthur spent their weekends in the park. Arthur, the retired mechanic, taught Leo, the aspiring pilot, everything he knew. They flew the model plane, Arthur explaining the principles of lift, thrust, and aerodynamics. He told him stories of his days in the hangar, of the magnificent machines he'd worked on. He wasn't just teaching him how to fly a model. He was giving him the keys to his dream. It's a simple story, isn't it? But it's a powerful reminder. Sometimes we hold our dreams so tight we keep them locked away in our own hearts, afraid to share them. But dreams, like paper planes, are meant to be released. You never know who might be walking down the street ready to catch them. Share your dreams. Put them out into the world. You might be surprised who's listening and what kind of help finds its way to your window.